does take out about 150 plus different flying insects. It's not harmful to mammals. It's a pretty easy system once it's installed. You just list it when you list your house. You say, I have a mosquito system. You sell it and move on and get another one.
Yep. So I have it on my house, and I'm not selling my house. I like my anti-mosquito system. So how long does it take for it to start working? I mean, I know it starts as soon as it contacts an insect, but maybe to start seeing real results. Does it just get better with it?
It does have a little bit of a residual because you're killing the population in your own backyard. That's the key.
And so does it hit them on contact and they die, or within seconds, or within minutes? What do you think about that?
Within seconds. It's a neurotoxin to insects. Like I said, it doesn't affect mammals, only insects.
Right. And so I've been out there when it sprays, and I've been sprayed by it many times, and it actually smells good. It actually has a nice smell because it's plant-based, isn't it?
It was derived from the chrysanthemum plant, and now it's synthetically man-made because that's less expensive.
Okay, so it's similar to what we were using before with the chrysanthemum. I've had it for years, and I've noticed a big difference on my program and so, on my home. So tell us a little bit about how long you've been doing this.
I've been doing this 5 years now. I became the #1 dealer in my 3rd year here. If anybody has any questions, feel free to call. It's a pretty basic system. We'll just put in some pyrethrin in the backyard. We'll primarily mounted nozzles.
Yeah, the nozzles are about a ½ inch in width, and they're pretty inconspicuous. In fact, I don't think anyone would ever see them on my yard or on my home unless I pointed them out to them. They run along the perimeter of the eave of my patio, and then they go down and they jump back up on the fence along the outside edge of my fence. And so it's all spraying in toward your property. And I know that the mist carries it in different directions, but each time it carries it, it's gonna hit something else. And how many times a day? Just usually after it gets going, it's usually once and then once again.
It's dawn and dusk. We can spray up to 24 times a day, which is a real overkill. Once you get the equipment, the only fee you have is basically buying the compound and put it in the tank.
And what does that compound run?
Right now, there's a cheaper one on the market. It's about $52 a fill-up. And fill-ups normally last systems about a month and a half to 2 months. It does depend on how many nozzles you're running and how many times you spray.
Right, and so that's pretty good. I mean, it's a how big is that tank I have?
That's a 55-gallon tank.
55-gallon tank, and it'll spray for, I think it sprays for what, about 10 or 15 seconds?
I have you set up at 60 seconds.
60, it's pretty that long. Okay, it just goes by really quick, and that's good. I want it to do a really good job, and you know, the wind carries it, so you want it to land on things. And the residual effect is if insects land on things, it can contact it while it's still wet.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a smell that they pick up that they don't like, and they go to other yards.
Okay, so you're sending them to your neighbor's yard. That's good. That's good for me. And if you don't want them in your yard, then get you a Mistaway system, right?
Yes.
So I really like this. And so any questions you have, Morgan, about it? Have you seen it? You've seen it, right?
Yes, I've seen it.
Uh-huh. Any questions that comes up?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Because you usually have good questions that homeowners want to ask. What are some of the common questions that you get from people wanting to know what this product's about?
Maintenance, and we do have with the hard water in San Antonio, we get a calcium and lime buildup in the little nozzle orifice. We spray at 250 psi, but basically every year you can do it yourself. You take the nozzle tip off, soak it in CLR for 24 hours, put them back on. You're good to go for the whole season.
Mm-hmm. Would vinegar do that too?
I like the CLR. It's a little bit stronger.
Oh, it is? CLR is stronger. Okay.
Yeah, I used to use Moratic, but it was taking the finish off the nozzles.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you can do that yourself. And then what's the little system you added last year to mine?
Mistaway just came out with a cartridge filter last winter, and basically it's about a 10-inch filter, like a diesel fuel filter, and we're filtering all the biologicals and hard water as much as we can before it gets to the nozzle tip.
I see.
Extending the life of the nozzles and the clogging.
Yeah, so preventing and reducing the clogging of it. And so it's really nice. You go outside, and every once in a while they'll come on, whatever it's programmed for, and it'll come on, and you'll see the mist coming out into the whole yard, and it's like a little light. Looks kind of like the misters at SeaWorld, you know, a little bit like that, right? Not quite as heavy, but really fine, and it just mists, and it like it because it has a really good smell to it.
You can't really hear it either.
No, I hear it. There's just a little bit of a slight little noise. I don't know how to describe it. It's one of the most unique sounds I've ever heard. Almost like a little drone. It's a little smooth, slight little drone that you hear, and then I say, oh, that must be it. And then sure enough, I start seeing the mist coming out. But it is very inconspicuous. And what's nice about it is if you have a party or something and you are going to start using the outdoors, you don't have to go and start taking strong measures to get ready for your party. It's already been done. It's been done, maintained for months and months at a time. The only problem is that I run out of that. I do think ahead to buy more. So we need to get some ordered. I need to get some ordered because I know I'll run out and it'll be right before party and I'll be calling you. And so let's get me a supply of that stuff ordered. Morgan, remind me that we need it today so that I have more. And that way, when I use that one, I'll order the next one because I'll have mine. That's the only way I ever remember anything is to say, oh, I'm out, and so I'll go ahead and order it.
Question from Facebook.
Morgan.
Is there a monthly service charge?
Not with my company.
Awesome. And then
But you could set up one, right? So I guess what people really want to know is, would you service it monthly?
I will, but they're really the system takes care of itself, really.
So it would be a waste of money to pay someone to service it monthly.
Most of my competitors charge between $80 and $120 a month for them to come out. I can show you exactly how to look at the system and see if it's operating correctly. There's a gate right hand side. If it's up at 250 psi, you don't have a leak. All your cones, all the nozzles are spraying in a cone shape, so then they're not clogged. That's basically it. Once the system's installed, it's pretty much maintenance free. Once a year, take the nozzle tips off and still clean seal.
Okay, and so, I mean, you would charge someone if they needed an occasion, they wanted you to come out and do maintenance like I do occasionally, and you can charge them for that. But what Jim is saying, he's a really nice guy. He's not saying that, but he is. He's a really nice guy, and he doesn't want to charge people for things that they can do themselves or don't need to be done at all. So to answer that question more completely, Jim will take care of you. If you need him to do some service, come out and do some maintenance on it, he'll do that for you. If you just don't want to have to mess with it at all, he'll do you a charge once in a while. He'll probably do it once a season for you. And if you wanted to add the chemical, he can get that done for you too. But after he shows you a couple of times, you'll probably do the chemical yourself, and then just have him come once a season, and he'll give you one little bill. It's not much to take care of that. And you don't have to pay these monthly bills like a lot of his competitors do. And one of the reasons that Jim is on my show is because he is that kind of guy. He is the kind of people that we want to do business with, and the kind of people we want to our loyal clients, people who deserve good, honest, down-to-earth people who will take care of you. Jim is just like that. So we've known each other for quite a few years, and of course I wouldn't recommend his product if it didn't work for me, and I love my Mistaway system. They haven't changed the name at all, have they?
No, we've been out there about 20 years now.
20 years. I only found out about it I guess 5 or 6 years ago, but it's been a really good product. We'll go ahead and take a break. We're going to go to our next segment, and we'll answer any questions you have about Mistaway systems, outdoor mosquito repellent and outdoor pest systems, or any questions you have about remodeling when we come back to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show. Okay. I'm going to get this just a little more this way.
I think you have to speak up.
Yeah, I've got you up all the way. So we'll put it right
Just
there.
because those ones also need to pick up your sound.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Introvert.
just speak up, yeah, if you can. You want your voice to be as loud as mine, and I'm going to turn you down. That'll force you to hear it at the same level that my voice is.
Okay.
You need to sound at the same level that we are, and you need to pull yours closer too.
Okay, I normally go like this. Didn't I?
Not as much as you should.
Okay.
That's why it's good to just to have it there.
Okay, and we have the Gallardo, or we have the voicemail.
Have you heard it?
Mhm.
Am I gonna be okay with it?
Yeah.
With everything? You listen to the whole thing?
Oh yeah, he wasn't bad.
I know that. He kids around a lot, but I
No,
just,
he was very, he had it written out. It was very good.
okay. Does he sound natural? Then, do we wanna do that?
Yes.
Brandon, now I'm calling about KM Builders. We've used KM Builders for 2 projects now. And for both projects, we've been really pleased with their service and professionalism throughout. Between the design meetings, the on-site meetings, and through the construction process, they've kept us informed every bit of the way and have responded to any issues that have come up. A remodeling project, by definition, is a messy process. I believe if you go into that process knowing that there's going to be complications and delays, you'll be much better suited to be happier at the end. A mark of a good builder is how they respond to those delays and complications. And KM Builders has done a fantastic job of addressing any issues that have come up because of part delays or other vendors and such. In fact, we like them so much so, we are really nervous. And we are hiring them for a third project. So if you're thinking about a project coming up, don't hesitate, give them a call. The bigger the project, the sooner to call them. So you give them and you enough time and opportunity to come up with creative solutions for your design product. So as their 2-time client and almost a third, I can say you can have anybody else remodel your home, but remember, you will have to live in it. I highly recommend KM Builders.
That was
That's
awesome.
awesome.
So, well, I'm just gonna bring my mic. I'll bring my laptop up.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
I'll just bring my laptop up to it.
Okay. Well, is that as loud as it can go?
Yeah.
Why don't you tilt that microphone down
That's what I
right
was
to
gonna
it?
do,
and
and
pull
I'm
it
gonna
down.
bring it up.
No, pull it. All you do is just pull it down.
It won't go any
Yes,
further.
it will. You turn that down and
Okay, I guess.
there you go. I thought that'd be easier than trying to lift it up. Do you know where the speaker is exactly?
Yes.
Where? Oh,
The
okay.
big old marks are.
Okay. Some of them are on the side.
It is the side.
I mean, on the actual side.
Oh.
All right, we're almost ready. We'll be doing a sponsor at the end of this segment, right before the news. I like that song. I haven't built a pink house yet though, but we're always willing to do it at KM Builders. Thank you for joining us in the KM Builders Remodeling Design Show. Thank you, Tracy, for what you do behind there, behind the window. And we are glad to be with you. We are taking your calls. If you would like to ask anything about outdoor mosquito misting systems, we have the expert, Jim Pulaski Enterprises and Mistaway Systems. He's been a rep for them for a long time and been doing a great job for me and my family, keeping my family from getting bumps all over themselves from mosquito bites. And we're very allergic to mosquito bites. Are you still as allergic to them?
Yes.
Yes, it still makes you warp welts all over the place.
And for days.
And for days. So they thank you very much, Jim, for that. Anytime they get away from the house, it's a problem. And we're also taking calls about anything related to remodeling. This is a remodeling show. But outdoor systems are important whenever you want to enjoy the beautiful things that you've had designed and built. It's just a pain to have to not be able to enjoy them because of maybe frequent rain, water ponding, or your neighbors got water ponding, and then you have to have the mosquitoes. So it is, first of all, what's some good window, Morgan, right now?
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Okay, so we're usually doing the second segment. We are doing either a client voicemail or some client, sometimes a text message. And go ahead and do one today. I think this one was like really almost like rehearsed. When Brad that he said so much, but I share it because it was a true testimonial. So let's go ahead and play that, Morgan. This is from a.
Now I'm calling about KM Builders for two projects now. The project, really pleased with their service throughout, between the design and through this every bit of the way. And have responded that they remind us of the process. You go in and that there's going to be complications and delays. You'll be much better suited to be happier at the end.
There's the
The
dog.
mark of a good builder is how they respond to those delays and complications. And KM Builders has done a fantastic job of addressing the issues that have come up because of part delays or other vendors and such. In fact, we like it so much so, we are putting our money where our mouth is, and we are hiring them for a third project coming up later this. So if you're thinking about a project coming up, don't hesitate, give them a call. The bigger the project, why call them? So you can give them
She said she was
She's
wrong.
so cute. She's asking who said his name. I was like, hey, that's the same last name.
Was she asking?
She was asking those questions
Oh, it was
on
classic.
Facebook.
With Lisa.
Lisa,
okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
What's she
Next time you can say a question from Lisa.
No, I don't want to give it away on air that it's his wife asking.
Last time I was here, she called in too.
Oh, she did?
I didn't realize that.
I didn't either.
Say hi. Tell her hi.
We're on video or?
Yeah. She's
Um,
still watching probably.
Yeah, put your head over here on this side. There
She's
you
supposed
go.
to be doing some work somewhere.
Don't forget, I gotta tell Mom, happy anniversary, honey.
Yeah, Mom's watching on Instagram.
And that's what
But I'm gonna say it on
Mother's Day
air.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
What? Just say you can
Yeah.
create a walk of tranquility even with the sounds of the stream. Just skip that. In this
Okay.
woodland yard, stone footpath, Bridget.
Yeah. I'm gonna put you can. So I'm gonna say in Japan, forest bathing means visiting a forest or wooded area for a short walk. But
What's
people
our
are
fourth
doing
segment?
this in nothing. Is it on the other
Okay, I will
side?
do the
It's on the other side of your paper.
I will do the sponsor at the beginning of this third segment, okay?
Okay. Who are you sponsoring?
Phillies.
Oh, I have that at the end of the third segment. Don't you normally do 2 sponsors? You haven't gotten one yet, huh? You haven't gotten another sponsor yet, huh?
No. Because I missed it. I could have done that one, but I missed it. I can do another one at the end of the fourth segment. McCoy's attire.
You are it. You're always in McCoy's.
I like their stuff.
Camel.
McCoy's has their green. They use green a lot. I love their hats and their shirts.
Wait, when did they give you all of those shirts?
Yeah, every time we see them,
Remember when he said their name on the radio?
fishing tournament. I mean the fishing thing is where I got the last ones.
Yeah, so I figured.
What else we want to say about Mistaway?
We're good, we'll answer questions. What are we thinking?
Yeah, there's not a lot of calls right now.
How long is it?
We've got 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes.
Lisa will be calling.
Lisa will be calling.
We have we have questions.
We do? We've got a couple of questions.
They have questions. How big is the area you cover? Will this work for horse barns and flies?
Good.
Do you do boat docks? Can you spray the mist over water?
Those are going to be good questions.
It's like Lisa.
Good. Good. Morgan will read them out loud.
Okay.
That was one of the questions I had too. What's it coming in on?
Facebook.
Facebook? So everybody can see them?
Yeah, if they're watching on Facebook, but not everybody's watching on Facebook.
Right. If they're watching, they can see the question come up.
Mm-hmm.
See these glasses? I had to wear glasses today.
To drive?
Yeah, these are, but they're not
Oh,
good.
because you
They're
don't
not
have your
good for reading.
contacts.
I don't have my contacts on.
That's why you walked in with glasses. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why on the air, why that happened.
But you got brisket smoke in your eyes, didn't you?
Why don't you tell everybody that it's not like brisket when you walk in?
Why don't you just ask
Ask what?
me why I think you're wearing glasses, and I'm gonna say, well, you smelled like brisket when you walk in. Did you get smoke in your eyes?
Oh, well.
It's so weird. I can't hear myself. This microphone and these headphones. I can hear y'all, but I cannot hear myself.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It must be something with connection then.
Yeah. That was
What's that?
an annoying commercial.
Okay, we're ready.
Our house in the middle of our house, it has a crown.
Welcome back to the KM Builders Remodeling and Design Show. We're Jim Pulaski of Pulaski Enterprises, talking about Mistaway, mosquito, and other pest ridding system. And just a little overview again for some of those who were not listening before. Tell us what that system does, Jim.
It's basically a delivery system. It's computer controlled, automatically takes care of your outdoor area. You also get you spray right before you go out in your backyard, and about 150 different flying insects are no longer there.
Great. Well, if you'd like to ask any questions about it, call 1-800-383-WOAI. Again, 737-1200. And you don't want to put it probably near a garden because some of those insects can be good, but most of the ones that fly in gardens are not what we want around, are they?
That's true. I just go out there and maul.
Go after them all. Well, most people are not offended by that. Yeah. I mean, bees are one thing that we would not want to. I bet it'd be hard to kill a bee with this, wouldn't it?
That's why we do the automatic programming for dawn and dusk hours. That's when mosquitoes are most active. The bees aren't out at that time, so we're trying to stay away from the beneficial insects and just go after the annoying ones.
Good, good. That makes sense now. I was wondering how we would avoid those. Get the good ones, keep the good ones, and get rid of the bad ones. We, again, taking calls at 737-1200, or we also have some on Facebook. I did want to mention our sponsor, Billy's Western Wear, at billyswesternwear.com. It's where I buy all my boots. I've been getting a lot of compliments on that last pair of Tony Lamas, that ostrich skin. or 1-855-68-BILLY. Again, it's Billy's Western Wear. They're in Kerrville and Bernie. They really have jam-packed with product for you to look at. And it's real Western wear, not fake stuff. And so we had some questions on Facebook, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Morgan.
Well, one question we got was, how big is the cover?
It depends on the size of your vacuum. Our largest system is 188 nozzles, which covers about 2/3 of an acre. My smaller systems are like 8 nozzles. So we can do whatever area you want. That's the variable in the price of how many nozzles you're going to be putting out. That just depends. They go about every 10 foot with both nozzles.
About every 10 foot, okay. And so, again, very, very large ones, up to 2/3 of an acre. And we'll just go ahead and do our segment. We got some more questions on Facebook, but we wanted to do our segment that we do every week now. Morgan, what do you have?
Well, I have another What's Trending, and this one, I wonder if anybody's heard of it. It's called forest bathing, and it's borrowed from Japan, where forest bathing just means visiting a forest or a wooded area for a short walk. But people are putting this in their yards now, and it is at home. You can plant trees, shrubs, and flowers along a path, creating a walk of tranquility with the sounds of a stream or garden. And so it's like you're going on your own little forest bathing walk in your house.
So you're not really bathing in a forest, are you?
No, but that's just what they call it.
Because you're bathing yourself
In
with a forest.
Mhm.
I got it. And I'm sure you can do like Japanese do, where it come from small versions of this.
Yeah, in your own home,
Even
backyard.
maybe in a little courtyard that's fenced in or something.
Mhm.
And
Just creating a
Shinrin.
little pathway to walk around in it.
yeah, so that's a beautiful thing to have, bathing yourself with forest, the feeling.
Mhm.
And so remodeling can incorporate these things. This is called Shinrin Yoku.
Mhm.
And so that can be done with a great designer. We have our interior designers particularly are really up with this, and other types of feng shui they're very familiar with in our interior remodeling. And some of this is exterior now. Bringing the outdoors in is one of the big things that our architectural designers always try to do. One of the things that's similar to that I've seen is where you literally are bathing outdoors, and actual outdoor showers that people use for complete bathing, and that doesn't mean you have to have a bathing suit on. I mean completely.
Oh my goodness,
Oh.
that's awkward.
Yeah, but no, it's because let me finish. It's because it's enclosed.
Oh,
So like right off of the bedroom,
but why?
there would be outdoor viewing. You'd have your little courtyard there with walls and so forth, maybe vines hanging on it, maybe plants growing up it, and an outdoor shower there that you can control the temperature, of course, and just do your outdoor showering on pebbles and so forth where it drains, and it's beautiful. It's really nice. You really, truly are bathing in the outdoors, except it's convenient, it's beautiful, it's in this time of year it would be perfect, and of course it's private too, walls around. But
Yeah,
I love it.
mosquito system around your outdoor shower so you wouldn't get bit while you're.
Of course you could.
Highly recommended.
Of course you would. You just don't want to.
Get bit in those
That's
uncovered areas.
Well, the two things you would do is first of all, make sure you have your Mistaway system on it, and then it does it a couple times a day. You're never going to have mosquitoes there, and then good drainage for any water that you're throwing on there. You always want it to drain well.
Oh yeah.
But that's true of any yard, whether it's enclosed or whether it's not enclosed. You still want that. And so, yeah, Mistaway systems would work perfect there. What was the other question from Facebook, Morgan?
Will it work for horse barns and flies? Those big old flies?
But that's actually where it was first developed. We only came to the backyards. It started in Texas about 15 years ago. Prior to that, about 40 years ago, it started in horse barns for fly control. The difference is that we spray about 5 to 10 seconds every hour during the daylight for fly control. So we're spraying the horses, the barns, the cats, dogs, everything that's there. And then in the evening it goes off. So there's just a different programming on that. That's why we can spray it 24 times a day.
Okay.
You use it a lot more, I guess. You have to refill more.
Well, if I'm, Keith's yard is getting sprayed 60 seconds twice a day, whereas a horse barn would be getting sprayed 5 seconds every hour for about 10 hours a day.
Oh,
During
okay,
the
so
day.
it's kind of the same.
It'd be close to the same. So So what eventually happens is that fly population just really is eradicated, isn't it?
Yeah, we take out the breeding part of it and just reduce the population down to nothing.
That's great. Yeah, I mean, if it works on those big biting flies, I bet the horses would
I
love
don't speak horse, but I'm trying.
it. But you can just tell by their body language, can't you, that they're happy.
So, can you spray this like, for a longer period of time, more than 6, if like you're having a party or something?
Mm-hmm. You can spray it as many times as you want, but there's a point of overkill. You just want to balance the compound in your backyard to where there's no more insects. That's your only cost moving forward is buying the compound.
Oh, okay.
But what I've done, Morgan, is that 60 seconds is nice. That way, as the wind blows and shifts, it kind of is long enough for it to go different directions. But then what I'll do is right before the party, I'll hit it again, and then do another 60 seconds, or do it a couple times if I just want to make sure, you know, and especially if it has been a breeding season or something like it is now. But honestly, I mean, it's probably only going to be noticed if there's no wind, and that's a great time. If you have a real still day, just go out and hit that thing again, because when it's still, that stuff's going to drift very slowly when there's no wind.
True. Yeah. When I have a barbecue, I just hit the remote, answer the front door. By the time everybody gets to the backyard, the system is done. You know, there's no more bugs.
Huh.
That's good.
That's good.
That's what I'm going to do.
Rule of thumb. As soon as somebody knocks it.
Boom. Yeah. Can I get another remote?
This is the second one we've lost.
I know.
What
I
did
think
he say?
he said it's the second one I lost.
He remembered.
Because I never used it, and then I put it away somewhere so I won't forget it, and I can't find it.
That's
But
pretty typical.
yeah, I still have the remote though to the camera. Remember?
Yes.
What was that, for my phone, right?
Yes.
That was for my phone. I did find that.
Is that where you would lose it?
And I was thinking it was the remote for.
Are those bigger? I saw online. They seem big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about the same size as the one you gave me. Okay, we'll go ahead and take some more questions, but right now we're going to take a break, and then we'll be back to talk about more about outdoor convenience, things you can do. I did all up. AM Builder.
You don't become a good listener.
The mic.
What's that?
You were covering them.
Why was?
You just.
Difference?
I can't. I'm not.
I honestly looked for it. I cannot find it.
I was betting that you lost it because I was watching the videos. I've never seen him use a remote. I bet he
I just
lost
go out
that
there and
thing a
hit
long
the two
time
buttons.
ago.
I go out there and hit the two buttons. You really don't need to get me another one. I'm sure I have it somewhere. And besides, I don't mind going hitting the two buttons. I do it when I'm outside anyway, so it really isn't like I need it. That's probably
Man,
why I
that's
lost it, because I
funny.
never really used it.
If you call and you really want to, there's a 5-minute inspection spray on there. I can walk you through it and it'll go for 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. If I ever want to do that, I'll call you.
Yeah.
Cool.
You burn up a lot of compound, but
How many gallons does it produce in each 60-second spray, or do you know what
it's
kind of?
milliliters. It's like 40 milliliters per second for 40 nozzles. You have 34 nozzles, so there's a calculator for.
So about 34 milliliters is
40
what I'm
milliliters,
using.
Yeah.
So say 34 since I have 34 nozzles.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure though.
Do
Okay.
y'all want to talk about the cost?
34 per second? 34 milliliters per second?
Per 60 seconds spray.
Oh, per 60 seconds.
Yeah. But there's a calculator online, like if you wanted to know how often I'm going to have to fill up, but you put it in exactly and figure it out.
Well, that's a quart. That's about a quart, right?
Well, it is.
Milliliters. No.
It's not too much.
1 liter is 33 ounces,
Now you gotta
and 1 liter is 100 milliliters. So that means it's less than half a quart per spray for me. About a third of a quart. Yeah, about a third of a quart.
And
Okay.
you're pulling from a 55-gallon drum, that way it's about a month and a half.
Shoot, I bet it's longer than that. Well, a third of a quart.
It's the more
There's
you use
4
your remote,
quarts.
but you don't use your remote, so.
Yeah, four quarts to a gallon times 55. That's 4 times 50, 220. 220 divided by 3. Divided by 3, because I'm using about a third of a quart. 220, well, times 3, that's how many squirts I'm going to get. 220 times 3, 600 ounces. And I'm getting 2 per day.
2 per day, so divide that in half. So
No. Divided by
And he doesn't have calculator.
660. I'll get, man, that's 330 days.
you should be using without the remote. We go for the whole year.
Yeah. That's about right. That's about how long I thought it's been. And off during the winter.
Yeah, we just turned it over to remote only. Sometimes it's really nice weather, you want to barbecue. You just find
So you need the remote.
So I need to talk about it when we come.
Talk
We're
anything
at
about prices?
30 seconds and we'll be back on what?
Did y'all want pricing? How much average yard? Didn't talk about.
Oh, small scale.
Well, computer that's about 1,700, and then so you're about $20 every fire in their hand. Depends on where.
Would you recommend in a big
business.
yard just?
Yeah, a discount or something you can tell everybody.
You don't want to do that.
If you want to.
Okay.
Shaking like the night track, just letting it all hang out.
And welcome back to the KM Builders Show, and it's a little more modern. Thank you, Tracy. We appreciate it. That's old school, but it's not country, so I like it. Like changing it up a little bit. That's what I like to see. And we are my friend of Pulaski Enterprises, and one of the things he does is Mistaway systems, mosquito and other pests, flying pest ridding systems. And we were just talking a little bit off the air about how long this system uses, and we were calculating for my yard that the 55-gallon drum is going to last me all year long if I were to use it regularly, rather than a month and a half or something like we were talking. Because most of what you buy when you buy the product is you're adding water to it. You're adding a lot of water to that.
Correct. It's a half a gallon concentrate to 55-gallon drum.
Yeah, so when you do it like me twice a day, and you calculate how many, I have like 34 nozzles, that actually comes out to about a third of a quart per spray. And with 55 gallons, I mean, that's going to come out to a lot of sprays. So you're going to get through a whole season, probably, if you have a system like mine, and you can turn it off during the winter and just do it remote. So he told me, he says, just use it remote during the winter, and I'll have to find that remote when I do that. But I can go, anyway, if you lose the remote like I do, I just go around while I'm outside and I hit the 2 buttons on it. You can actually do it manually right there. So it's not a big deal. And it is a great system to have. Like Jim was saying, he just walks out, he turns it on when you know somebody's coming to the front door, if they're going to come to the back. Tell me what you said.
Oh yeah, you're having a barbecue, the doorbell rings, hit the remote control, go to the front door, invite your guest in, time to get to the backyard. The system's done, all the flying insects are gone.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, isn't it? Any other?
It's like a good rule of thumb.
Well, do we need to do anything else, Morgan? Did I miss anything?
Nope, we're just gonna see how much one costs.
Oh yeah, let's talk about the cost. Thank you. What would a system start at?
Well, the cost is a little bit high for the equipment, but then it's going to be added value to your house. It's going to cost around $1,700 plus. The variable is how many nozzles you're going to put out. We do a perimeter design, so we're going to encircle and use in your backyard. We don't have to do your whole property. We just want to do the areas that you use. Barbecue, pool, etc. It's about $20 every 10 feet. So if you had a 50 by 50 area, we put 5 nozzles on the left, 5 on the right, 4 in the front, 4 in the back. I don't need to double up the corners. That's $360 plus your $1,700 for the initial equipment. So you're right around $2,000.
Right around $2,000, yeah, for a 50 by 50.
Yeah,
that's pretty big size too, and that's probably like an average lot. And mine is actually a little smaller because of the driveway and so forth to the back area. But yeah, it really, really works. And I think it's a very good investment for anyone wanting to enjoy their back door, their outdoors a lot more. During this weather, I know I've really appreciated it. We hadn't turned it on because I ran out of chemical and we were getting bit. We
Yes,
were
we
actually
were.
getting bit, but not now. Not now. They are just fine right now. So we're going to enjoy a nice barbecue today. Speaking of barbecue, you said that I smelled like
Then
brisket.
you smelled like brisket when you walked in the door.
I said, that's not brisket, that's smoke. She goes, well, smoke is what brisket smells like. I guess you're right. And but it's good oak and mesquite brisket. So I'm barbecuing today and smoking a couple of briskets. When I went to the store today, the guy said, you are cute, and I can tell. He's
What happened to your contacts?
you saw me wearing my glasses?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a little story behind that. I was doing some jalapeno poppers. So last night I cut up about 20 large, cored them. I have my Texas jalapeno popper stand, and I'm gonna put cheese and bacon in them. But I got them all ready last night, and I just cut them all up, and and I wash my hands good. I just touched my eye to get the contacts out, and I mean, I could not get it open. It was like automatic reaction. And even now, today, with the smoke, I literally, my eyes just start tearing up, and I close my eyes and squint because it hurts so bad. I don't know how long it's going to take to recover from this.
So you're going to be a glasses wearing guy for about a week.
Yeah, I'm not wearing them now because anytime I want to read, I just take them off. I only need them for distance, and boy, do I need them for distance. Yeah, for driving, so I'm driving them now. But anyway, I'm hopefully, and I told Mom, I said, you got to tell me to put gloves on the next time I do this. They didn't burn my hands, but later on, my hands started feeling like they were sunburned. When I'd get near heat in the barbecue pit, it felt like I had a sunburn. That's just from that chemical being on there. But I never felt it, nor did I feel it any other time. But it sure was in my eyes. Anyway, if you'd like to enjoy your outdoors, Jim, what's the website?
Just go to mistaway.com, and if you need a dealer next to or close to you,
It'll show you.
it puts me right at the top.
All right, mistaway.com. If you have any questions, you'd like to call us at 680-5626 or look us up at kmbuilders.com. And just like my friend Brandon said, if you could have someone else remodel your home, but then you'd have to live in it. Good job, guys.
That was good and fun.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Jim. We enjoyed having you. I think we got the word out there again.
Wow, we had 23 viewers on Instagram.
That's awesome.
You got a pin right now where you go to buy that stuff because there's a new product like $50 instead of the $60.
Can you text me that?
Yeah.
Text that way later on when I'm actually going to buy it. I can find it.